Hey everybody, my name is Erica. Today I'm going to be telling you all about the books I read this spooky season. So it has been a very long time since I've just stood in front of my camera and filmed a video, and I apologize for that. Like, since before LA and then LA and like everything, I've just been so busy with work, and especially this month I spent a lot of time hanging out with my friends, which is amazing, and it's just been a great spooky season. Today is officially November 1st, so spooky season is over, but I wanted to keep my decorations up just for this video. I slowly am starting to take everything down, and it's very sad, very depressing. But I really wanted to film this video as soon as I could. I've been really busy editing my LA vlogs. It's taking me so long because I filmed so much. I'm not even really editing them. I'm really just shrinking the files and putting them together because it's taking so much time and I have so much footage. So that has been consuming most of my days off. Plus, like I said, hanging out with my friends. And it was a great spooky season. I did so many fun things. But now it's back to regular time until Christmas, I guess. I mean, Thanksgiving is okay, but it's not quite the same. Anyway, I am very happy with my reading this month. I actually read several regular books and then some graphic novels, so I'm excited to tell you all about those, and I feel like they were all perfect for this time of year, so let's just get right into it. The first book I finished is Saul Killed Girls, and I accidentally got water damage on this because I had it in my backpack on my last day in LA. I had it in my backpack because I was going to be leaving, and my water bottle spilled on it. You can't really tell now, but I'm hoping they don't charge me too much, if at all, because it's still in good condition, but it's water damaged. Anyway, Saul Killed Girls follows this girl named Marion who has just moved to this island called Sawkill Rock, and her father just passed away. It's just her and her sister and their mom, and they are still mourning the loss of their father/husband, so it's been very hard for them to have to move here, but they want to do the best they can. Along with Marion, we're following this girl named Zoe, who is the police officer's daughter, I believe. It's been a minute since I've remembered. Zoe encounters Marion pretty early on in the story, along with another girl named Val. Val is technically the queen bee, mean girl. Nobody really likes her, but she has something very dark inside of her. This thing that's inside of Val is this evil demon, spirit thing. I don't even know. I think this is the one. He's called the Collector. I think it's this one. Oh my gosh, or is it the next one? Okay, I read another book right after that's very similar, and now I don't remember which is which. But there's this evil being inside of Val that runs through her family. So every woman that comes after it's passed down to them. This monster inside of her is killing all of these girls at Sawkill. Marion becomes involved in this very quickly. There's a lot of weird stuff that happens. Marion's sister ends up going missing pretty much right at the beginning. She becomes best friends with Val, and Val is just no good to be around. One of Zoe's best friends also became friends with Val and then went missing and died as well. So it's just this continuous cycle of people becoming friends with Val and then dying shortly after. So Marion is trying to convince her sister not to have anything to do with her. Zoe's trying to convince Marion, but soon Marion gets a little closer to Val than she expected, despite what happened with her sister. And they have to team up to try to take down this evil thing inside of Val to stop killing these girls. So the thing inside of Val gets stronger and stronger, and it can take on different forms really quickly now. And so it's becoming harder and harder for them to control. And it's just very dark, very weird. At first I was really kind of creeped out by this. There's a really gross moment. I mean, there's a couple weird things that happen, but it's just, there's some weird stuff that goes on, so I was very much pulled into it from that. But after a while it got very slow, kind of repetitive, and a little boring. I did give it 3 out of 5 stars, and I do think it's perfect for this time of year, but after a bit I was kind of annoyed by the characters and just kind of stopped caring about what was going to happen in the story. So that was a little disappointing, but overall I did enjoy it. The next book I read, which was very similar to this one, is called The Dead in the Dark. This one was actually on my anticipated releases video. This book follows another lesbian who is just moving into town. Her dads are ghost hunters, and they are from this place called Snakebite, Oregon. It's a very, very small town that aren't very accepting to queer people, so a lot of people are leery about them, and they honestly think that Logan's dad, did I say her name was Logan? Her name is Logan. Did I say that? I don't remember. But a lot of people think that one of her dads is killing these people. So we have this other girl named Ashley. Her boyfriend was the first one to go missing, and now the missing cases is increasing really fast. So a lot of people are going missing, and there's been a dead body found. It's just very dark. So Logan and Ashley team up to try to take down whatever is haunting this area, and while they're ghost hunting, they kind of start to fall for each other, but Ashley has never had any of these feelings before for a girl, and like I said, it's a small town. Her family and people wouldn't really take it well if she ends up dating Logan, so things get a little hairy in between. They team up to try to take down whatever is killing these people. So this book reminded me a lot of Sawkill Girls. It's kind of a similar concept, and that alone kind of disappointed me. I just want like a scary book that's not just like something living inside someone else. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a spoiler, but I just really wanted like a solid, scary, like ghost book, and I feel like that did not do this for me. So I was a little disappointed by that, but I did find it entertaining and very well written. Some parts were a little like cheesy, especially like the small town people hating queers kind of thing. But overall I did enjoy it. I think I gave it 3 out of 5 stars or maybe 4 out of 5. I honestly do not remember. I finished Sawkill Girls on the plane to Los Angeles, and then I started The Dead in the Dark on the plane as well. So I got a lot of reading in on the plane. Alright, next up. The next book I finished was this really cute and sweet graphic novel called The Witches of Brooklyn. This book follows a little girl named Effie whose mom has passed away and she has to move in. I think it's with her grandma or her aunt. I feel like it's the grandmas. I think it's the grandmas. They're a lesbian couple. It's so flippin' cute. But they are witches and it runs in the family, of course. And so Effie's very intrigued by this. And she starts making friends at school, and she ends up needing to help their favorite pop singer with some traumatic moment for this pop singer. So it's just really cute, really sweet. It was a quick read. I read it in just like a couple hours, if that, probably like an hour. But it was really fun, and I think it was just perfect for this time of year. And there are more in this series, but I'm probably gonna wait until the next spooky season to dive into those. But yeah, I saw it and thought it was cute, and I heard it was queer, so I wanted to give it a little try. The next book I finished, which has now become one of my favorites of all time, I think, is The Scapegracers. This book I was not expecting to love as much as I did. I don't really like care about magic in that kind of way, the way it's written. Like, I don't believe in really any of that stuff. But we're following this outcast lesbian named Sideways Pike. They like to call her Sideways, and she is, like I said, an outcast, but she finally gets invited to this really cool Halloween party that's hosted by this group of girls who are very popular and kind of otherworldly to her. And so Sideways is basically there as the entertainment. So she's there to do magic and to impress all of these guests into thinking it's real. Well, I mean, she actually can do magic, so it becomes very real. While she's with this cute girl that she really starts to like, some spell goes wrong and she wakes up not really knowing what happened, and there are 3 or 4 dead deer in the pool. They're just floating there. None of them look like they've been injured. They're just floating in the water. And Sideways thinks that she has something to do with it, but she's not really sure what happened. And there are also all these runes. I think, is that what they're called? Is that what they call them? Or am I thinking of something else? But there's these like markings all over the basement where they were having the party. People are like blown away by what she did, and she has no idea really what happened, but she's very intrigued. Magic has become a huge part of her life ever since she found a magic book from her dad's, who own this cool like antique shop, sort of. Sorry, my radiator's turning on. It's that time of year, y'all. It's that time of year. Sideways ends up in this big mystery that she didn't really realize was gonna be a thing. She winds up getting captured by witch hunters, but then like escaping really fast. But she had no idea that witch hunters were still around and they were going after them. It's just a lot. She winds up becoming a big part of this friend group, and they really like having Sideways. They all have magic. They decide to form their own coven of witches. They want to have another party to impress more people, but there's like some more mystery involved that they're trying to solve, and I'm not the best at explaining this, but it gets it's very dark, very beautifully written. I'm obsessed with the writing. Like, the writing feels so truthful and just lovely. Like, it's very intricate, and you really get to know these characters on a cool level. Like, Sideways, it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but like her crushing on all these girls, like their relationship with one another, it's very like sexy, very dark, and I just absolutely love this book. And I was not expecting to really love it, so I was very blown away by it. And overall I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I highly recommend this one. It is perfect for Halloween, and I cannot wait for another one because it was just mind-blowing. Like, it was so good and so intriguing, and I could barely put it down. The next book I read was kind of a spur-of-the-moment read because I picked this up while I was in Los Angeles at the last bookstore, and I love this book. This was my 3rd time reading it, And I don't know if it really, I mean, it fits in a spooky season. Obviously a monster, it's very dark, but it's also a very emotional and powerful story, and I had just written about it for an internship application, so I wanted to give it another read. And I love this book. Of course, we're following Connor, whose mom is dying of cancer, and he is being bullied at school, and he has to go live with his grandma and just face the reality that his mom is going to die. Meanwhile, he's being visited by this monster, who is actually the yew tree that lives in their backyard in the cemetery. The yew tree comes walking every few nights to come tell Connor a story. The goal is for Connor to listen to these stories, kind of learn a lesson. It's not really based on like learning a lesson, but it is. But at the end of the day, on the last visit, Connor has to tell his truth. Connor is having this horrible nightmare. He's been having it constantly since his mom was sick. And the monster wants Connor to tell him the nightmare, which is Connor telling a big secret about himself and his feelings about everything. And it's just so good. I'm briefly explaining it, but I could go on and on about this story. And I love the movie so much, as you all probably remember, maybe. But I love this book, and I will forever be recommending it. It's so well written, it's beautiful, the images are absolutely stunning, but you definitely need a nice box of tissues while you're reading it. It's just, I don't know if you can even tell because of the light, but I love this book so very much. It has a special place in my heart, and I will constantly be recommending it, so definitely check this out. The next book I finished was Her Body and Other Parties. This is a set of short stories. It's very sexual, very dark, very weird, a lot of twisted things. I was not really getting how it's like related to spooky season, because I did see it recommended on like a queer spooky book rec thing. But I definitely, after a few stories, I was like, okay, I can get why this is recommended. And it's very explicit in some moments, but also very well written. Some of the stories aren't as good as the others. I felt myself getting a little bored on some of them, but the writing definitely consumes you and it keeps you going. So I think I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars because it was really good. The writing was beautiful, and a lot of the stories I did enjoy, and it's very weird. Like, there is one story in there that follows this woman who is like working at this like fashion place, like this clothing store in a mall, and the dresses are like coming to life. But then it's because during this time right now, women are disappearing, like they're just fading away. I don't know if it's just women, but like people are fading away, like they're just disappearing. And it's really sad. She like falls in love with this woman. The woman ends up catching this, I don't know if it's a disease, it just is something that's happening to certain people. But that was like one of my favorite stories. A lot of them are very good, so I definitely recommend this one if you're kind of looking for something queer, but also weird, I guess. But I did really like this one for the writing style. The next one I finished was Mooncakes, which I saw so many people recommending this for anyone who's looking for something Halloweeny and queer. And we're following this girl named Nova, who ends up going into the forest and coming across a white wolf. She knows the white wolf as her friend Tam, whom she has not seen in a really long time. So they encounter this demon in the forest, and Tam moves back in with Nova after all these years, and Nova's aunts, I think it's her aunts, I always forget if it's aunts or grandmas, I forget, but they end up living together, and Nova's family is dead, but she again lives with like, I think it's her aunts, I want to say, or her grandmas, I really can't remember, I think it's aunts, I don't remember, anyway. So Tam is a werewolf, and now living there, but they want to take down this demon. So they're working together to come up with a spell that is going to allow Tam to use their werewolf magic to take down this demon. Meanwhile, there are some betrayals in there, just some really cute romance scenes. The cat in this is super cute. The pictures are absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's just perfect for the fall season. I absolutely loved it. Very sweet and adorable, and just a lot of really good mix of like cute stuff and also like dark but fun. It's just beautiful, so I highly recommend this one if you're looking for something for next spooky season. I'm not sure if there are other ones, but I'll have to check on Goodreads, but I really love this one. 5 out of 5 stars. It was so cute, very entertaining, and just such a fun fall read. The last book I finished for spooky season was another graphic novel called Beetle and the Hollow Bone. This book I read yesterday on Halloween, and it is just perfect for this time of year. It's so cute and adorable, very like fun and also spooky and just so cute. Okay, I said cute a lot, but it's just so cute. So we're following this goblin girl. Her name is Beetle, and she really wants to be a sorceress, and she lived with her grandma. I think it's her grandma. I keep forgetting, like Nana, grandma, aunt, you know, I think it's your grandma. So she really wants to be a sorceress, but she doesn't really have all that special magic like other witches do. But she goes to the mall a lot to stay with her friend Blob Ghost, and Blob Ghost is stuck inside the mall because they've just always been there. They don't really know what's keeping them there, but they have to stay. Like, Beetle really wants to get Blob Ghost out, but there doesn't seem to be anything working. Things kind of change when Cat Hollowbone shows up, and Beetle and Cat used to be friends, but then Cat moved away to study magic. Cat came back because she's apprenticing with her Aunt Hollowbone. So Aunt Hollowbone does not really get along with a lot of people. She's very scary, pretty evil. She decides she's going to tear down the mall to make it something for herself. And that freaks them out because now Beetle has to get Blob Ghost out of there or Blob Ghost is going to die. And it's just like, Blob Ghost is so cute. If you've ever seen Hotel Transylvania, which I finally just watched for the first time, Blobby in that reminds me of Blob Ghost. It's just, they're so cute. Beetle and Cat are trying to work out how to get Blob Ghost out, but then they're like mixed feelings for one another, and their family's relationship and that tension kind of start to build up. So they have a big fight. But now Beetle has to really fight to take down Aunt Hollowbone while also trying to save Blob Ghost. It's really cute. It's literally perfect for Halloween. Everything. The images are also stunning. It's just it's like the cutest little story, so I definitely recommend it. It's a really fast read. It probably took me like an hour, maybe a little more because I was doing other things. But I love the characters and their relationship. It's queer, it's just so sweet and fun, and I loved it, so highly recommend this one. Alright everybody, these are all the books I managed to finish this spooky season. It was so successful in terms of activities and movies and books that I read, and I'm very happy that I got to all of these. There's only really like one book that I didn't accomplish, and that was like a really big graphic novel, so I feel like I still read a lot. I'm looking forward to planning my TBR for Christmas time, and yeah, so that is all I have for you today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a nice little thumbs up. If you want to keep following me on this booktube journey, please subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at EricaAGobble. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you soon with another video. Bye!